Okay, hopefully this is recording. I've already tried to make this video. I spent half an hour on this video and then I closed it out and there was nothing there. So I'm back again trying to re-record this video. So I wanted to do like a mini series where I show you my favorite something palette. So with this video, it's going to be like my favorite natural neutral palettes, like my everyday palettes. That's what I should call it, my favorite everyday palettes. And those will consist of natural neutral colors, some of the very warm autumn tones like the reds, oranges. That's what this video is going to consist of, my everyday palettes. I'm also looking to do a video which I showcase all of my favorite pastel palettes, and another video where I showcase all of my favorite colorful palettes. So it's going to be like a mini series, so probably 3 videos and then that's that. So I've got 8 palettes to show you. We're going to swatch just a couple of shades here and there. We're not going to go absolutely crazy, but I wanted to show you my favorite natural neutral palettes. Now the good thing about natural palettes and everyday palettes is that you can wear them to school, to work, college, weddings, bar mitzvahs, whatever else. And especially for people who are not allowed to wear makeup like at work, or you can't have garish makeup at work or at school, because we live in a world where rules are always, bearing heavy on us. So these are some of my favorite natural palettes, everyday palettes. So first is the Kylie shadow in the bronze palette, and this is what it looks like. When I first saw this, I was just kind of like, how boring. It just looks so boring. And then when I got it, I was kind of like, okay, no, I need this. And I draw for it quite often. I can always create something with this, always. So I'm going to be leaving all the links to these palettes down below so that you can go and buy them or research them more or whatever. I absolutely love the Kai shadow, love it. Then one of my absolute favorites is the I Heart Makeup Naked Chocolate palette. Oh my god, I adore this. And anyone who's been watching my videos, my channel for a while, they know that this is one of my favorite palettes. I did a review on all of them, I think when they had 9 in the range. Now they've got like 13, but when I did the review on the 9 that were currently out at that moment, I said that this was my favorite out of the 9, and this is still my favorite out of the whole range, out of the 13 in the range. If I'm stuck for time in the morning and I just need to create something really quick, I know which shadows, which shades I can go to and just create, like just pick up on my brush and just create something really, really quickly. Something natural, something everyday, something that's just not going to be too out there and crazy. Something that's going to blend out quite quickly and like literally just put it on and go. 3 steps, crease, outer V and lid, and we're done. Oh, and the great thing about that one is that it's $7.99, so it's so affordable. It's just so affordable. Next is the new Tude from the Balm. I've used this a few times. I did a real versus fake on this one too. I really adore the shades on this side, not as much so on that side, but these ones. I have created a few looks using this palette and the quality is just so beautiful. It's so gorgeous, like wow. But I just don't draw for it enough. And I think what I'm going to start doing is putting it on my vanity so that I can just pick it up, use it and go. Because I don't feel like there's a certain selection of palettes and other things as well that I know are really good quality, but I just don't draw for them because I have my favorites. So palettes like this tend to get overlooked, and I think I need to start putting everything else into a more fair rotation. I cannot tell you how much this one is because I got this in a cohorted makeup subscription box. So I bought it along with my subscription box, and this is what came in it alongside some other things as well. So I can't remember how much it is, but I will find a link for it and I'll link it down below. But I just love the pigmentation, and every look that I have created with it has just been beautiful and has just been so pigmented. Like literally, it's just like dab, gorgeous. That I know that all of you were prepared for me to have in this video is the Nubian by Juvias. I'm on such a Juvias high right now. Like, Juvias are my favorite brand right now. They really are. And this is no exception. It's just no exception. It's just so gorgeous, so pigmented, and with such a wide shade range. I mean, you've got your warms and your neutrals in here. There's no need to pull for another palette. Like, what is the need? There isn't one. Like, oh my gosh. Like, look at this shimmer. Oh my God. Like butter, I tell you, it's like butter. So these are just beautiful. I'm always able to just pull for this and create something really quick. I think that's the main thing. When I'm doing everyday looks, I just want something that I can work with quickly and that I don't have to spend forever and a day blending out and forever and a day like going between this palette and that palette and this palette. I need it to just be all in one palette so that I could just get on with my day. Like, just pick 3 or 4 shades, put it on your eyes, and let me go out the door. And this is one that lets me do that. It really does. And if I remember correctly, this was either 20 or 25 pounds on Beauty Bay. I can't remember for definite, but it was something along those lines. So I'm gonna link that link down below again so you can do some research on it and have a look at it for yourself. There's so many reviews on this. You can't go wrong. It's so affordable. You can't go wrong. Okay, I don't know if this one's still available on Beauty Bay. I know it's not available on BH anymore, but the Carli Bel palette, the original one, I absolutely adore this. And I've been trying not to use it too much. I know I'm about to hit pan on like this shade here. I can see the pan like poking through saying, hey boo, and I'm just kind of like, no, stay there where you are, stay covered in shadow. But this palette, the reason why I'm bringing out this palette, even though BH don't have it on their website anymore, is because they have the deluxe version where it's kind of like doubled size, and they have these shades in that palette as well as a few additional shades too. So you are still able to get these shades, but you'd have to get it in the deluxe version. Okay, so to a degree is still kind of available. Okay, let's just not, this is like these mauvey shades at the top and this dark shade here, that's me. That is me. Okay, they've got some highlighters down at the bottom. They are gorgeous and I have used them quite a few times before, but I just don't tend to draw for them as much. But I do absolutely adore this when I'm looking to do like a mauvey, purpley, natural, everyday look. I can draw for this, boo. I can draw for this, okay? And here's just a few swatches. They're just so pretty. I just love those dusty rose kind of colors. They just sit on my eyelids so beautifully. I absolutely love it. And again, it's just one of those palettes that is kind of already set out for you. I don't really have to do much thinking about what I'm going to create, because it's kind of like, look, use this all over the lid, use this in the crease, use that on the outer V, use this to deepen up the outer V, and then you can use one of these shimmer shades all over the top of the lid. Done. It's done, okay? I don't have to do much thinking about what I'm going to create, especially for someone who doesn't have that time. Girl. But if I can find, I'm not too sure if Beauty Bay still have it. I know that they had it at one point. I don't know if they sold out and then that was it, or if they stopped selling it because BH stopped selling it. But if they still have it, I'm going to link that down below. Otherwise, I'll link the deluxe version down below. Then we have the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Oh my gosh. These shades up here, okay, all up here, these shades here, that's me, okay? When I want that rosy, reddy, autumny kind of look going on, child, this is me, okay? This is most definitely me. And it's like, these are just so pretty. So pretty. So I just had to blow off that fallout there. These are just like right up my alley. So on the days that I want to do something a little bit more adventurous, but I don't want to go fully out there into the wilderness, I tend to draw for the Anastagia palette, because again, I'm going to be able to create a full look. I'm going to be able to create a full look with this palette, but it's still going to be on the natural, beautiful, just not overly out there side. What more can you ask for? And you know me, I love my reddy tones, my brownie tones, and this one here, it just gives me everything that I require. It gives me it all. So why am I not gonna neutral for this. I'm going to leave the link for this one. I keep on saying I'm going to leave links, but I'm going to leave the link for it down below so that you can check it out for yourself. They do have another one of this coming out, not the modern Renaissance. Like they had, what was the other one called? That one that was like had a ton of fallout. There was that one, there was the Prism palette. I really can't remember what that other one was called. It's really irritating me. Anyway, whatever it was called, those two were supposed to be like the sister palettes to the modern Renaissance. Anastasia are coming out with another palette which is more on the pinkier neutral kind of side. I love the way that one looks, and I'm definitely going to have a look at getting that or whatever. Like those other two were just nah. But this new one, I don't know what it's called. I've only seen pictures of it. It looks like up my street, okay? It looks like it's up my street. And if it performs like this, then I'll be more than happy with it. But yeah, definitely check out the Modern Renaissance if you haven't done so already. One qualm I have about it is this velvet thing going on here. Even though it's really pretty, I've seen so many people who like their palettes are just completely destroyed because makeup has gotten all over it. I tend to try to be as careful as I can with my one because I don't want it to be messed up. Like that will kill me after spending all that money on it, and then you're just going to get makeup all over it. No. I tend to be the kind of person that tries to take care of their palettes as best as they can. Obviously hiccups happen, but not today, boo, not today. Okay, and then we've got the Lime Crime Venus palette, the original. They've got the Venus too, but this is the one that I feel like this was like the first Modern Renaissance palette. Like it's that kind of vibe. It's that kind of like the reds, orange, that pink. Oh my gosh. Obviously you've got that brown down there in the corner too, and the good thing about this one is that it's a mixture of warms and neutrals, because look, we've got these two cool tones right here. In case you didn't want to use this one because it's a little bit too warm, you could also opt for this one instead, because not all of us are all about those warm tones. I feel like the majority of us are, well, the majority of the people that I have found on YouTube and on Instagram, they're like warm all day long. It's very, very rare that I find a cool tone person. So this is good for somebody who likes warm and neutrals and cools and whatever else. This has it. Me, I try not to box myself in and just go for warms all the time, but I do kind of sway a little bit more toward the warms. So, but yeah, this is good for someone who doesn't just want to have warm tones. They've got their cool tones as well. And as you've seen, I have hit pan on the shade Shell. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Like, it was inevitable. Like, it's my kind of shade, they're my kind of shadows, and again, I can make a complete look. The only thing is, I will say, is that sometimes if I am looking to do something a little bit more out there, I might use this palette or Kylie palette and like just do my crease and my outer V, and then I might put like a more bright color over my lid. So I will use those. Like I can use these on their own, but I guess if I'm wanting to do a more colorful look, I might use this just to do like the transition color, and then I'll use my brighter colors as well. Lastly, we have the I Heart Makeup Chocolate Orange palette. This palette, I remember when I did the review on it, I did say that I did not like the smell, which I stand by, and also I don't feel like it's one that you must have in your collection. This looks like it's supposed to be replicated in the Natasha Denona Sunset palette, which is gorgeous, but so I'm trying not to blind you, so that's why I'm holding it at such a funny angle. But the shades are like right up my alley, like these browns, these oranges, that yellow in the corner though, oh my gosh. Again, these shadows are a little bit hit and miss, but this is an $8.99 palette. I don't expect the world from it, but I can use it to create something really, really beautiful when I put the effort in. So there is that. But again, I feel like if you've got something which is similar to this, you don't have to pick this up, but it's a great option, more affordable option. So yeah, keep that in mind. Like those shades, as I said, they are hit and miss, but they are pretty. if you build them up and take your time building them up, you're going to create something really gorgeous. But then again, I guess you could use something else to accompany it if you wanted to, but I hate having to accompany palettes. I don't like having to do that unless it's like a really colorful situation that I'm trying to go for, then yeah. But aside from that, I'm not really keen on having to accompany palettes with one another. Just like, why can't there just be everything in one palette? But it's not always possible, you know. So, but yeah, just keep in mind, look, it's $8.99 and it's pretty. So those are all of my favorite everyday neutral natural palettes that I like to draw for, like in the morning when I'm getting ready for work or whatever, or if I just have to quickly do my makeup and go out. If there's any other palettes that you would put into this collection, like your own favorite everyday palettes, like mention them down below. Like let me know which ones you would put in your everyday collection, like your faves. I do have others which fit into that category, but they weren't my faves, so I just decided not to put them in. So yeah, but I'd like to hear what you have for your favorites. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, like help me get to 1,000 please. And I'll see you in my next video.